They've actually kind of edge of zone here, well above the damage threshold. So that's going to be absolutely reassuring for this team here. Everything else now is really just a cherry on top. They've kind of done what they've needed
Okay,
to.
guys, we are watching the Fortnite. Yeah,
that's kind of a blessing right there with that bird's eye view, the elevation. You said it yourself, massive amount of storm surge. They're not in a rush to move, but we talked about this team here below the damage threshold, quite a possibility. They end up in a tough spot. We saw that they had no HP heals. All they had was shields, and that might have been it. Now one of them stuck by himself. They were able to get a trade onto one with the double res, which means he's going to get back up to tip-top shape in no time. And another team even moving in and threatening down this presence. They're just trying to take the spoils of what they got off of that elimination. They're not too far off away from the zone, so they could build, they could tarp their way in, go back, replenish some of those materials, and kind of set themselves up. They could peek through the cones and try to get as much information as possible, because they know this is going to be the stack side of the map towards the north.
Yeah?
He is the much more congested side right now, starting to take form here. There are about 3 teams plus 1 sitting on top of each other here. Still looking, trying to gather any information here. Not a Bolton Rapid though. Chilling right now, looking to make the move here. Dash is gonna start coming out. Full set of misformed targets here on the trio as well. None for Bolts though.
What the fuck are his edits?
The slight min-maxing here, just trying to keep themselves tapped on the material while they rotate, just taking their time. Full control of the lobby right now. Ooh, big fight right now for the Brazilians. Though here on the left, Phaser, King, and Pete Zin come across another trio. They're still standing. They're holding their own pretty well here. Kanata, Rapid, and Bolts, though, don't even want to stop to take a look at this. They're just minding their own business.
Yeah, they know eventually whoever wins this fight is going to have to rotate in the direction. You see it in the mini-map already where they position themselves just at the edge of zone. One elimination so far. That one's going to be on to King. Probably in this fight right here was Axe and Slepsy kind of separated from their trio. And this is where King, Phaser, PH Sin, even though they might not have an NA FNCS championship monster, they do have multiple FNCS championships. They have experience. They know when to kind of not necessarily give up, but not get too greedy for more and more and more eliminations, especially since they themselves are not in the zone just yet.
This takes me back to the invitationals where, you know, Brazil showed up. 2 out of top 10 spots going to them. It was quite the showing, really just putting respect on their region's top tiers. And PHN was a part of that storyline, so I'm all for it. I think they are the X factor here for the globals, and anything can happen with them in the lobby.
Now you're seeing more and more of those tricks coming out from underneath players' sleeves. Didn't really get too many appearances of it. I think just kind of lack of tournaments, players streaming them, only scrims. They don't want to share too many of their strategies, but now it's all coming out. I seen one of them in the eval finals where, I don't know if it was Higgs, Clicks, Yamzo, they were able to use that cave monster and take their down teammate into a safe location. So that's multiple strategies already out early. And honestly, in some cases, it's no use wasting them because you have to make it to the grand finals if you're looking to save it. And sometimes you need some of those tricks in order to make it happen, especially with another far pull towards the south.
Yeah, that's right. Everything's gonna have to come out the bag here. Clicks, Higgs, and Hamzo make that quick rotate, though. Very nicely done. For others, not so much of a same story here. Zesto, Cairo, and Willers kind of caught up in the Storm Surge right now. They're kind of flirting with the line, though, so they could battle their way out of this. A lot of teams have to move here and now. There's really not much more time to waste. Got a lot of heals to work with as well. It's like right space, wrong time, it feels like right now for them.
Yeah, it's almost like worst case scenario. Max pull and active surge. Medmiss smoke's going down. Willers has kind of positioned themselves a little bit up front, but he doesn't have an angle. Everybody's fully shielded up, but he's able to get another elimination. There's some damage, but because they started a fight already in progress, it wasn't enough to get him above the damage threshold. Still 21 below, and they're quickly running out of heals. 3 more ticks is all Zusto can even take.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not firing right now. We should be non-stop trying to light up those builds here. You just don't have time to waste. Caught in the zone now. It is not looking good at all. One teammate's already down. Misform comes out. How much time can he buy? You know, I asked that question last week. Can the misform cloak save you from a surge tag? The answer is yes. It looks like he was able to mitigate just one there. But again, there was no time on the clock for him to find the damage, and falling with just 11 damage shy away from keeping yourself safe is definitely unfortunate.
Man, that's where you're seeing even statics going down in the distance. You know, you could have all the heals in your loadout, but if it's all shields, you're not able to get some of that HP back, it kind of puts you in a tough spot. 436 above the damage threshold for Clix, Higgs, and Yamzo, though. Even throughout all their rotations from Supernova Academy, they make sure to keep Storm Surge as a part of their focal game plan. Positioned above one team, next to a few more, in the center zone as well. For a team like them and everyone around, if they really do not have to do too much, just not get too antsy, don't make any bad peaks.
Also, really hot start right now. I was hoping to see a little bit more of the outpost caught in the zone here, but Fortnite says, not today, monster. They're pulling themselves straight north here. So off we go. This is the team that's the furthest back right now. 10 seconds before things start to collide here, so gotta get going. But look at all that natural terrain to work with, so diminished visuals and braids content to take their time here. We'll see if they end up getting lobby focused.
Could potentially have options with the island back there. They are moving in that direction. Rifts, island, probably don't want either. Just trying to find an open spot. Cash, Void, Storm Surge is active. Void goes down before the active Storm Surge takes him down altogether. So at least it gives him an opportunity, but I might have spoke too soon. He gets cleaned up, and Cash goes down as well. Shari's, Davies, and QK, the winners, I believe, of Demon's Domain, able to get that elimination. And this is why you're seeing them pretty strong. They're able to pass that medallion around and keep themselves up when it comes to at least 50 shield, but still a far rotation in. Getting tagged on the way there. No misform in their inventory, so they're forced to use a lot of these dash sprites to make their way around the map.
Yeah, you watch the handoff of the tokens there again. Just look at that HP jump up. And it just really showing you the strength of the loadout, the strength of Demon's Domain. I mean, they have 6 eliminations as well, so a very, very telling game for them. Panada, Bolts, and Rapid, completely different story up here as the skies are bright and clear. No contestation up top here. I don't really even see too many teams poising to put up a fight at all. Nice zone pull as well. Look at how fast they are to react there. No time wasted. Even using mobility to make sure they get that nice, secure high ground here. What a position to be in. And this is like an unstoppable base right here. They're going to be well positioned for an end game, possibly even the first game win.
Yeah, I'm interested to see Rapid with that exotic pistol. He's going to shockwave anybody that tries to test him for hype. But below the damage threshold, Dash, Skittles, Bryce, quick to react. They get 18 above. Now they're fighting 5 below. The teeter-totter, the roller coaster of emotions that they must be going through as he continues to land shots. There's Magma in the distance. Scare peaks as well. Everybody here suffering for the lack of damage. As Skittles without builds, 3 HP, 143 above the damage threshold though. But what did it cost? It cost him everything. But by himself, Monster, he's able to make the play, get the eliminations. You see the 6 different medkits in his inventory. The only thing he lacks right now is mobility.
You saw how comfortable he was with the siphon tick in there. Plenty of time to work with here. HP already up. He's hit that A rank, so he's not going to have any problems making his way through, but he is still a solo here and now. Remember, consistency still matters today overall. Yamzo, Higgs, and Clix on the move right now. Loadout looking a little light for wear, but not too bad as things are starting to come together here in the end game. 3 eliminations already for Clix, Higgs, and Yamzo. I was wondering when we'd get that nice little update, and they're going to be the team poised to possibly look at height, give Kanata a problem here, but Kanata's trio knows better. They know how to hold this down. They should be looking to focus these trios soon.
Kind of watching. You see Kanata and Rapid continuously looking over towards their right. They know second height is there. They know the threat that they possess at any possible given moment. But with the zone pulling further and further away, almost max pull from where they're at, I'm not sure they're going to be able to hold on to height for here. Somebody on their trio might have to make that sacrifice, jump forward and try to go for reconnection. But with Yamzo still there, QK's team still there, everybody staggering themselves back, it's a risk that they're not willing to take just yet. Visuals, raids, and diminished. Down below, though, 255 above the damage threshold. Even with more rotation to go, they're making sure to stay slow and steady with one foot in front of the next.
Yeah, you saw they were thinking about connecting their way down there, like, no, it's way too far. We're just gonna have to miss cloak across here. And Rapids, that's it. He's out of mobility now, so it's all or nothing here as they try to stick to the high ground. Clicks, Higgs, and Yamzo starting to kind of gas out here as well when it comes down to hard materials. Clicks down to the last bit. Yamzo looks to take over. Clicks still looking for an opportunity to attack high ground here. The misformed trading hands here. Okay, targeting the high ground. There it is. Breaks their builds out. Gonna cost them something. Let's see.
We see the exotic with the shockwave. Rapid went down. He landed a little bit of damage on the Clicks and bounced them away. And that's why you're here. The first and last shot of that pistol has that shockwave effect, a full shockwave effect. So got to be very, very careful. And I think Clicks, Yamzo, and Higgs, that's a real giveaway. They're no longer contesting for that high ground. They're looking to dominate down below. And that's why they got in the front side of the zone.
Not doing an excellent job finding Monty there from the high ground. That's the full finish, just to keep them sharp and in the game. And you know what? Surprisingly, they actually have material to work with. Meanwhile, Clicks on the bottom camera, just in a world of trouble, has to misform out after finding an elimination, and then a knockdown body right afterwards. And look at the reads here. Manages to find himself back to Iamzo, who is leading the rotates here. Clicks, though, is online right now.
Yep, he also has that misform, so he can easily pop through and try to get to the front. Meet Iamzo on the other side. You see he already took that front step, leading the pack. King, Phaser, PHN, they're dominating in the Slayer, pushing everybody off. Even if they didn't get the eliminations, they're trying to make it clear for themselves. Up over, they're trying to meet everybody there on the other side. And you're seeing the misform come out for so many different players. They're trying to nullify any damage from that storm as they make their way around.
This is exciting. We get to see King in action here on NA, where there is no disadvantage, and they seem to be fully locked in. A lot of material to work with as well as they're playing the mid ground. Here comes Yamzo and Clicks kind of jumping up, and you know, surprisingly, that layer is so contested. Everyone looking to really fight for this win here, this victory royale to kind of end the day early. Medmist going to come out here. That's going to be a big play for PHN and King there as they play the zone now. Kanata Rapid don't seem to know what's happening behind them. Bolt is looking back though after Medmist. Okay, so he's got visuals. He sees what's going on. They have their kind of attention on high here.
Yeah, but Rapid sees him. He immediately starts firing toward the backside of the zone. They all have to go one by one by one, but it's a distraction. Yamzo makes his way up a little bit of those layers. Blitz meets him there as well. Everybody converging. They don't want to be on that ultimate low ground. It's so chaotic. It's so dangerous down below. Clicks Yamzo. They found a solo by themselves. He's able to escape, but he's into the backside of the zone. That one gets stolen away. Almost gets that elimination, but there's still somebody left alive. Madly Prime, but it's only for so long. The Brazil Kings are able to dominate yet another player, but they lose one along the way.
That's right. Clicks also find elimination. He goes up now, and he actually builds. He reconnects the high ground. And a huge tag there, but Clicks is left by himself. It's 1 against 3 here, and he is holding his own. No one's got shield here on Kanata's trio. They actually are forced to go down. Other teams start to look in. What can Clicks do? He has one more med miss here. Bolt is the only healthy player. Scratch that, though. Misform on down here. Straight into the build. That was a huge mistake, though, as they were ready. Kanata on the low ground now as well.
I got builders
to clutch one out as a Minish is playing the zone here, trying to get the heal off.
The World Cup champion.
Both of them still alive. A Minish using that misform to try to negate some of the damage, hiding while Graves goes in for the destruction. But Kanata has a misform of his own, trying to create some separation. He has the heals, but he doesn't have a shot to use them. Visuals, Braids, and a Minish continue their hot streak from Major 2 to advance to the Major 3 Grand Finals.
We knew they could do it, but to do it like that, when there were so many notable trios in the game, this is why they are here to demand their respect and go straight to finals while they're at it. What an exciting game number 1. I mean, that was worthy of a finale finish, but we're just getting started here.
Yeah, that was big, because remember, Visuals, Minish, and Braids contested by Skittles, Dash, and Bryce right out of the gate.
Oh, they're wearing player 222?
They didn't even get all of their first move, but it's moments like this, it's plays like this. Braids goes in, uses the misform,
they're wearing the game skin for 222
to separate him and eventually take the game. Kanata, he was on a run, trying to hide, trying to pop those med kits, but it wasn't enough. Our first team today advancing to the Major 3 Grand Finals. Braids, Minish, and Visuals. See, what do you think about that action?
They had really,
There's
There's nothing like the chaotic nature of like a final zone, and it comes down to like, you know, that final like 1v1, 1v2, 2v2, and it's just everyone's just desperately like, I have to change tarps. Where's the heals? Please, like, oh my gosh. Of course, Visuals, Rays, and Mish, we know already. We kind of talked about it at the start of the show. They already have a spot to global, so to see them go ahead and secure another grand final spot, this is big, right? We're fighting for prize money, and the fact that they're already going through, that means if they were to end up in that, like,
Booga was in there, he would have destroyed. Was Booga in there? Because I feel like if Booga was, if he was doing the FNCS right now, which I don't know, he might be.
In some ways, Kelly, like the part I
feel like if he was,
is like this,
dude, he would have dominated
them until next weekend. I want to see more of
Who is that?
Diminished.
It is a bittersweet moment.
Actually, oh no, I know who that is. No, I don't. I don't know any. I didn't know these professionals. I know some of them. But I was just saying, yeah. Who's that? I'm just saying, like, I feel like if Booga, I don't know, he might have been in there, but if he was, I bet he would have probably dominated most of them.
These final moments, especially when it's literally down to the biggest trios in this group. I love these photo finish moments.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I asked, I was like, listen, EU is pretty good. NA, I'm looking at you. I want something better. And that pretty much instantly delivered, right? And I went ahead and
I don't like them. They don't look that good.
Kind of breaking into the top 10 FNCS finals, let alone getting 4th last major. Okay, yeah, that's, you know, that's not usual for the trio, right? So that was kind of like a breakout placement for them. And I was like, well, you know, eyes towards globals. You got to go ahead and make a statement. Now, granted, this is not grand finals, right? You need to make a statement there. But man, if you want to start a sentence, start a paragraph with one of those exclamation points from this trio that they just put on in game number 1, I think that does it.
I love it, man. Oh man, congratulations to the trio. We'll be seeing them in the grand finals next week, but for now, a short break. When we return, we'll break down more of what we saw out of game number 1, so stay tuned.
I got high points. Hey, nice to meet you. 600 points. Just a shot. Let's join the rumble. Wait, Booga's loadout. Let's try other people's loadouts. This is Booga's. Booga's loadout. Let's see how good it was. Stuck up on him. What was he looking at? Oh, he was doing sniper technique. This loadout isn't bad, but at the time, I feel like it was probably good at the time, but like I feel like there's more future loadouts. Like Polo, he had a good loadout for Chapter 6, or for Chapter 5, he had a good loadout. Did they do, yeah, the Chapter 5 PlayStation, or the Chapter 5 their FNCS tournament? That was better. Scared of me, or? Oh, he's my teammate. Oh yeah, of course they wouldn't mark your enemies. Oh, but an angle just looked like a player. This little, that's how good I am. Little things can throw me off. Like, I thought this piece, like from far away, looked like something
Welcome
of
back,
a
everyone,
player.
to the FNCS game number 1. Going on over to Visuals, Braids, and Minish. Congratulations to them. That means we'll be seeing them in the grand finals next weekend. We still have 4 more games to go, so nobody panic. Everything is chill. Let's talk about Kanata in that last game. My, oh my, second place, 10 eliminations over on the trio. And there was like some really interesting developments like throughout that game, right? We saw that surge base out in 9th zone, right? Like, and then just making kind of like
Look at Loadout. It's not good for modern
Kanata
times.
style plays. Like, I love seeing Kanata play.
It's so crazy that you can go from everything.
Here's my
chill into
loadout.
saying Kanata's name, because I think that that's an
We're gonna
oxymoron
walk them
right
to
there.
change my
This trio is anything but chill, and this game just showed how serious they are taking these group stages,
Yeah, I
controlling
gotta
the
get
high
in.
ground so well, and being really prepared for that
My
end game.
heels.
You can see the loadout that Kanata had. He understood the assignment, but unfortunately, Braids and Aminish wanted to make sure that he did not get an A on that paper. But we got another opportunity. We have actually 4 more opportunities, because that's just game number 1, Vivid.
Hey
I
guys,
mean, yeah,
this
that
is
game
my
from Kanata
loadout.
Rapid Bullets, I was getting ready to be like, wow, listen, this is perfect Fortnite, right? I mean, they held high
sharp.
ground from 9th zone. That's such a
SMG.
hard feat. We've seen it time and time again. And then they defended like the chop from Clicks' trio rapid drop down, make sure they stay connected.
This
And
is
then
just out of this
the trio
category.
went
This
up
isn't mine.
into the zone, catch
If you're
out
having a
King,
sniper,
trying to,
maybe
you know,
this
make one of
one.
those
But
heal-off
for
plays to
today,
kind of
I'm going
flank
to
the
pick
high
a
ground.
sniper. I
They
don't
defended
usually.
it so
One bullet will
well,
have to collect
Trio
more
versus
ammo.
trio, everything was fine.
This is your SMG.
And then Clicks enters the conversation as a solo, right? It's like, wow, you guys are doing so well. And then the 3v1 happens, and you guys are just getting like pieced up. Clicks is flying all around, hitting incredible shots that we've never seen before. And that's what ends up taking them down. I mean, listen, if Visuals, Braids, and Aminish, with all due respect, watch that game back from the perspective that we saw, they'd be like, oh wow, we didn't really like win that game 3v3 against Kanata's trio. We got a major assist from Clicks, because wow, he did some damage to Kanata's trio.
Yeah, that mythic in his hands is absolutely, I'm sorry, the exotic in the hands of Clicks is absolutely disgusting. And there was such a moment there that we thought we were going to see a solo clutch coming out of Clicks. And honestly, we did get to see a solo and even a duo clutch coming out of these guys. But just missing the mark ever so much by jumping into that box
This
and
will be
finding
my AR.
a few other
Actually,
players
no,
that we
this
can watch.
is
Going into 3, oh, you know, we've heard 1v1s, 1v2s, but 1v3 Clicks, that might be
Usually I
a little bit of a
recommend
tall
that,
order.
but for now, today,
Yeah,
this
I
is
mean,
what we're taking.
you managed to pump one, right? You take out bullets, but there's still 2 people in the box. You know, I respect the play. It's so exciting, but still, we got a
Just
performance
out of
from
these
Clicks. Now,
selections, this is
just
my
4 more games,
recommendation.
right? 4 more games. We got to see the PR from them. Let's talk about King. I cannot believe we saw this
Dropping
game.
in, I already
This
see a
first
fight.
game go the way that it did.
Shit,
What
there's
a
a team,
strong
there's a
showing
team.
from the trio coming out. And I really like, there's kind of like these little tech things that the trio is doing, like healing in the zone, sitting outside of that tiny little circle where everyone's trying to fight. They're using these med kits, these chug jugs to kind of heal up and kind of wait, like, hey, the moment that you make a mistake or you just aren't paying attention, we're gonna strike. Like, man, these guys are nuts.
There was a moment during that mid mist and storm behind zone that I thought they were going to go for hype against Kanata, and we've actually seen them do that before. Not just go for hype,
Players
but
don't
also defend.
box up. How stupid
But I
are
actually
you?
liked that the adjustment that they made. They realized that just
Maybe
hype was
movement,
having
maybe
too much
movement.
chaos going on with it, so they needed to stick to low ground, go for those eliminations. It wasn't necessarily their game to win, but being able to stay alive
Guys,
for
we
as long as
need.
they did
Okay, I'm gonna keep one
up the leaderboard.
mobility.
Yeah, I mean, our top trio was just sort of looking at the standings, right? Those top 4, they all did something very, very well. I mean, you know, Higgs went down a little bit early, but Clicks went ahead and pulled up the solo clutch. FaZe, Zeus, PJ, and King, they had that mid-down control. Visuals, Brady, and Minish, they had that front-low control, and then Kanata, Rapid, and Bullets had that high control. So all of those trios up there putting on a performance in just different categories, awesome to see in one lobby.
Well, Viv, why don't we do it again? Why don't we go ahead? Because game number 2 is ready, so casters, let's go again.
Thank you so much. And game number 1 was anything but a disappointment. Foot on the gas the entire way through. But the interesting thing with Visuals, Braids, and Aminish qualifying for the grand finals, you'd think a spot would open up. No, for Skittles, Bryce, and their trio, that's just going to be an uncontested Foxy Floodgates.
What are
Not
these
2 of the map
names?
will change this time.
Skittles, bro.
Yeah, very interesting, right? For them to kind of get the tall
And
order
helping my
out of the
teammate
way.
out.
You know, it's not, you know, often that the team that's contested takes a victory royale. So let's see what's happening here. Game number 2.
Hope you guys like this video.
All right, Group 2,
Let's help my
Game
teammate
2
from
is
here.
here, and what a start to the
Comment
tournament
down
day
below
that
what
we
you
got
think
there.
of
That
these
was
skills.
exactly what I wanted to see go down. Big showings from the team that we expected to, of course, be up at the top, and now we get to
Two
continue
players
that
trying to
story.
box. One of them was trying to peek
Gonna be
through
an
his
interesting
car.
thing, the way it all kind of plays out after game number 1. You know, when it comes to damage, it's going to be Kanata, Bolts, Rapid. They kind of set the entire lobby on fire in that game, and they're going to be in this one yet again, Crime City.
They're
And for
trying
them,
to.
it's
They're
just kind of
exposed
right
right here,
underneath
which
their
they shouldn't
belt.
be.
They kind of got some of the most
because
damage
I'm
in
right
that
here.
game. Kanata over 1,090
Let's see what they
damage.
do
Bolts
right here.
1,893 damage. First in the entire lobby, already set the pace.
Boxing. We don't have a
You know
full
what? I felt
POV
like
of
those
it.
exotic pistols slept on,
And he
right? You
dies.
just saw how much of a disrupted
With
the
this
shockwave
teammate, he's
factor
one of
is
the best
behind
on
them.
the team.
Very interesting to watch it kind of play out in this type of caliber of a lobby. And then, of course, excellent uses of the misform. It was used in aggressive ways and heal off types of ways there to go and find himself
I
for
shouldn't
safety.
have done
So
that.
just
Okay.
Group
Now
2,
they know my
not
location.
disappointing at all. We expected high quality, high tier action. That's exactly what we're getting. Here at the Demons domain, though, this is like a question I think everyone is curious about. Who is going to be in control of this
Gravity.
amazing drop spot right now? UK, Jerry's, and Davies is the team that walked away with it. And then, of course, even with those tokens, you saw how much of an advantage they had. They had no problem playing the mid game and making their way to MVP.
Yeah, essentially kind of opens up your inventory slots to be a little bit more flexible because you can kind of pass that medallion around, get your teammates shield up, so kind of acts as minis of sorts, so one less there. But it's just kind of interesting the way it all plays out, at least kind of what we've seen with other teams playing at Demon's Domain contested. This one's going to be a slower approach. One team taking the bottom, a lot of the good loot up there.
Taking a snipe from here.
Elevation. The other one trying to take the outskirts, go further and further below Demon's Domain, at least try to loot up to give themselves a fighting chance. And so far, it just seems to be working. Kind of even down the board. Trading shots between these two teams. Nobody getting too much of an
As
advantage.
from what we can see over
Pacing
here,
a little different for them.
we
Seems
saw
like
players
those
jump
60
into
points
there.
treat
He's
you
probably in a
different
box
when you're
moment
at the
right
top
now.
They're like, wait a second now. We just got to coast, stay consistent. We're going. So I think we're going to see them not really look to press the issue. Here we have the Vibes Nada. Here, Robson Twist playing a little bit of high
he
ground
feels
here,
like
rotating
he's
right into
yeah.
the direct line of fire.
His
of trio
his
here.
thoughts are.
The
Oh wait,
disadvantage
what
being
player
down
is
below.
this?
Let's see if he end up getting spotted out first.
Low on inventory. This player is probably.
On the side of the map. I mean, it's kind of like a learning lesson from one game to the next. We saw kind of them getting elimination deep far on the south of the map, and then now they kind of cut off a rotational path, camping on the chest, and really hook, line, and sinker. The other team taking the bait to perfection there in that moment as Chaos, Noah plays. Clixy, they get that
We do not want to
uncontested
expose our
outpost. We saw them
locations
kind of positioned very well in that first game. Unfortunately enough, though, they got separated from each other. Another team pounced off, forced to use a lot of their resources and materials simply to stay alive.
Yeah, not the worst start though. 21 points
Is there
still
a
being earned there.
Yeah, we're gonna be rotating.
Set
Still
about by any
doing this
means.
for you guys.
Kofi.
Still helping our teammates out with the sniper while still
finishing
doing
things up here,
close,
so they take down the team with this 60
close range.
points.
What the
there.
fuck, bro?
And just like that, you know,
excuse me,
we started off so great. Now seems to be the downfall for
10
everyone.
damage.
He's got the attention, and they didn't realize another team wants that coin here. They want that medallion. It's Olaf, Anix, and Luca already showing up.
We still want to be like.
Olaf pushing fast here to get the finish. Gonna cut this team
We don't
off.
want to expose our location.
Clean the
Just,
movement.
he's
Not
trying to find
bad.
snipe them, isn't he?
All right. Sophie's team might be
Jumps.
escaping here.
Ruined the.
Yeah, the mind game's just a little bit. When you think it's
I'm
clear
not
for the
letting my
most part,
kill-
you win the fight, you win the
What
drop,
was he
all three
thinking?
eliminations, and that other team
Glider or
comes
something,
in.
what
That just goes to show the longer and longer you fight it out in Demon's Domain, the riskier and
Bro.
riskier it does get. Because you kind of see the beak and the medallion of sorts, letting him know that you haven't taken it just yet. Clixiamzo and
But
Higgs find
people in
themselves
this
in
box,
what
he's
looks
trying
like
to
a
get higher
3v1
ground.
situation. They already have one elimination so far. Dozer's trying to stay alive, but he just gets taken down as well. I don't see their teammate in the mini-maps. You got to go ahead and think he's separated himself so far away from this fight to give him the best chances to get the reboot back on it.
Yeah, it's just a no-brainer for Clix, Higgs, and Yamzo. You have an advantage like that. I'm not going to let up on it. They reap a lot of rewards here.
With this, with this thing, I feel like those little binoculars they had in like the Squid Game for the
Plenty of
VIPs.
damage here as well, right?
kind of how it all started out. They just got the elevation. They immediately went back to do the boss. Fade's the one that gets caught off guard, and nobody
He's jumping off. Looks like he did get off.
Systematically separated them one from the next,
Current streak.
Elimination. Back on over towards Utopia. Sun's trying to hide down below along with Alex Cole. Monty and Scuffies are there as well. They saw some shots into the distance, so now he's aware not all of them are in the central location, so you got to be very, very careful not to bite off more than you could chew in any of these one situations. You can get sidelined by Case.
200 damage.
Seems to be spraying, causing a little bit of a distraction. Maybe trying to
might
get
know our
his team to
location.
that pressure.
Yeah, very nice.
Don't want to do some glare to him.
Fortunately, didn't quite make that edit in time. The one fail kind of loses his opportunity to really kick this thing off. Case got the other angle here. Went so far, but nothing's on the other side of the wall. There's a kind of opening tab now to push things back here at the Utopia. You know, last time things were pretty peaceful between these two trios. They kind of split things off, but this time here and now, it's definitely a different story. This city's only big for one trio. Elimination now goes.
Looks like I'm going to jump up here and try to go for the shot. And I messed that up. Okay. They're in Utopia City. Looks like his team's doing pretty good until people rush in. Okay, 30 seconds.
Disengage, go for the redo, get your teammate back, or just try to push in and get the elimination. You're not going to get too many opportunities where you have them this week.
Yeah, they're just going tit for tat right now. Back and forth here. Material counts about halfway through, so Alex, Kays, they still have a lot of gas in the tank here. Plenty to work with, couple minis as well. It's not over yet. Grabs the wall first.
Third block, second block.
Gonna be the difference here.
So we're jumping in.
Under pressure in moments like this here.
I know this is how the last guy died 3 times in a row, but
Never gonna kind of get easier in a situation like this, especially when you're down a person. But Scuffy's just dropped to about 1
I have builds.
HP.
I'm smart.
Immediately gets box to box with
Smart
Monty.
unlike him. He was
This
doing
is where
it
you
young.
gotta go ahead and get that player down now, because once he heals up, you essentially are having to take him down 2, 3, 4 times. Instead of it being a 2v3, it's almost feeling like a 2v4, even 2v5, because the amount of damage that you are putting out. And Scuffy's taking all this time to heal. Monty's making sure to put down the pressure and make sure they know that, hey, we're still here. Nothing is ever going to come easy. And you see the flip side, the amount of materials being expended, the amount of resources that they're down to. They're essentially on the clock, and in the distance, there's a team. They might be guilty with this fire now, but that's a potential risk later.
Yeah, it's the wall.
Right. Once they're done with that fire, they're going to be turning straight focus over here, especially the longer they hear these tags go on. They're going to know these teams have exhausted so much, kind of put so much into this. Montley finally has a chance now. Kays falls there. He gets a big knock, and here comes the full finish. And finally, things conclude here at Utopia. What a drawn-out fight and a celebration for 2 there. You know what? One thing's for certain, they've gotten a lot of damage racked up after all those kind of heals that were going down back and forth.
Kind of seeing just kind of how some of that action shook down. This is how Sun got taken down first, and just kind of crawling around the bottom side of the builds, get caught off guard by a lurker. Nicole was able to take down another one into Cage, so eventually their other counts in the 3v1. And even though you said yes, that's a good amount of surge because of how long that fight took, but they used all those heals, both of those teams, in a contested fight. It almost makes me wonder how many heals are actually left in Utopia for them to take with them for the rest of the game.
Definitely something to consider.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Look at this fight. This is the
Okay,
rematch.
looks like they're in the snowy part of the map.
Tony and Noisy here.
Looks like if anyone has an all-white character, they might be able to blend in. Still pretty dumb. They might get disqualified if they do that. I just realized that anyone who uses that skin just sucks at the game.
Name of the game, fish for tags, but nothing revealing itself to the
I'm just
sharp
gonna
eye.
die real fast.
Top just yet.
I didn't die. Oh, yeah, I did. Let's just spectate this for a while.
Have it in Bolt's hand as well. Faster, farther, essentially stronger. And Kelly kind of hinted at this is a more focused Bolts than we have seen in the past. So Can imagine whether they get a win today or kind of qualify through consistency. That perfect streak for Kanava should still be intact.
Looks like there's a lot of people in this one area, and most of them haven't found each other. There's a trio, or is that a squad right there?
There's a rift inside.
Only 51 builds left. You should probably build a little bit more and then stock back up.
You know how much of a risk it is.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when you got teams kind of situated all around the outskirts here. But, you know what? They're like, all right, buddy, we're going to be taking it here, shield up. Likely to hit the med miss and then get flying here. Oh, no med miss. They're going to go ahead and cycle out the Chug Jug instead. So this is working with scraps right now. And they're only ranked C2, so very limited options here to work with.
I think I see what the plan might be. If they don't take the rift now, they're probably okay. So they are going to. I would say they're going to wait for the zone to close, get some of that XP. Hopefully, the superhero rank brings them to B rank, and then they can kind of access that chest. But might be too far gone. They don't have the heals just in case they're just a little bit short overall on that XP marker. So they're just going to finally go ahead and use that rift, make their way on in, and kind of hope for the best from here on out.
Such an interesting mechanic to kind of balance, right, when you're in the game. And you see the benefits of being up in the higher ranks, obviously having access to those chests there make a huge difference for total heals. You know, you're way more likely to find your med miss, misforms, and everything else that's going to really move the needle for you in game. But in C rank, definitely leaves you way behind, so. To the Muzz trio here, very cool to watch this play out.
Looks like he's trying to do.
And you know, when they first formed, they
looks
were
like he's trying to do his tower forming
games, kind of lining their pocket with money, getting as much practice in as possible. Just now, this is where it counts, and you got to start to kind of execute. Game number 1 had some technical difficulties, but already here in game number 2, you can kind of see they got damage, early eliminations. The only thing that might be going wrong for them is another far pull over towards the east, a little bit towards the south. So they're going to take some damage. They're going to take some time getting there, and if it continues to pull, then it just kind of get worse for them. So interesting to see how they handle it.
Phaser, H&N, and King were also in the zone last game due to how this kind of southeastern zone kind of played out for them, and they seem to be finding themselves in somewhat of a similar position here, mirroring positioning from the last round of Fortnite. But they're focusing on the team inside to their side. They don't even realize there was all types of opportunity coming in hot from the zone behind. Wait a second. Someone left behind here.
Me and him are gonna just chill.
I like that. Just a little med kit. Never know if you'll need it. I personally don't want to see them leave it behind, even if they're using it for 10 HP. But they're kind of seeing, you peek through the cone, this vital information of every other team rotating, not only necessarily behind them. You see the 2 teams in those search bases on top of that mountain. They're going to have to get past them as well.
They're kind of doing a base. My teammate looks like he's kind of doing a base where he's like searching out the area while still not being that easy to shoot out the sky.
Kind of location and focal point for Seek, Donnie, and Joji. And we've seen in some of these games this year alone in Major 1 and Major 2 through the group stages how much of a difference maker being able to be on top of this bridge towards the end game makes.
A winning position. So many teams have won from the Shining Slam position when the zone ends here. You secure it early.
Whoever's really in the sky, most of the players in the...
It might even be
whoever's trying to do a build up, most of
like pulling over here. So this is a great spot.
Whoever's trying to build up, it looks like most of the lobby is just gonna beam them out. But right there, it just looks like me and my teammate were gonna beam them out.
Little time to work with the move here, but
looks like he's the one attacking.
Not too great to have to rotate.
Wide.
You have teams kind of set up all around.
No more spectating. We're about to.
Yep.
107 on him.
Around the mountain
still being
here.
Wide. Elimination on him.
Decision there to start targeting Clix's trio. So now they're
I'll still only taking 20 damage. He's running towards my team. Oh, he's coming back. I hit him for 60 almost. Just a couple 20s more, and I would have completely whited him.
Necessarily been the most forgiving either. You see some shots continue to flurry in
But
their
he just
direction.
spammed. I should have built and shotgun
Connections,
him.
though, so not too many worries. Dozier, Carbone, Evan, able to get an elimination off the side of the mountain. 120 damage above the threshold, and in the Ford zone, which to me leads to believe they're fine for now. They don't have too many worries at this stage in the game, but if they don't continue to accumulate damage for that Storm Surge, they will eventually end up below or on that line, having a few more worries than they had now.
Anything out?
Here. Cast percent and Void under the Storm Surge right now. 120 below, forced into a fight here.
Trying to get lower.
Okay. You want to buy time here. The best thing you can do here is back off. Don't actually entertain the fight for too long. Let them come to you. Get your damage and let the Storm Surge do the rest. Clearly, this team's got some serious problems to worry about. Good job by Kiera there to buy himself some window.
Kind of exactly what you said. You just got to back off. 25 damage every 5-7 seconds or so. Let it do most of the work. And then you just peek. One shot. Doesn't even matter the weapon at that point, but they're still falling further and further. Boyd's got to make a play. He's on the clock. No extra heals. Big elimination yet again. Percent does go down. 2 of the 3 members are already out. And now Boyd's going to be left by himself. They found him at the tail end. They're going to trade shots. Good for him to land that one. That's going to help for Storm Surge, but a 3v1, even with a knock onto one of those players, he's going to get sent back to the lobby, and this is where the mind games start to happen with some of the teams going down early throughout the first 2 games because of Storm Surge. When do you start to get too aggressive? When do you start to slow it down a little bit? And that's something they got to figure out fast with only 3 games left.
Yeah, this team had the same problem here. Snakes, Mystic, and Bluff going back and forth with this trio. Mystics.
Oh, didn't that didn't need to. It just
Seems like it didn't go too far though. Both sides kind of come out of kind of wells in a way.
forgot. See, my skills are so good, even just a butterfly caught me on guard.
99 above. Not too bad, but you can see what happens when the rest of the lobby is being proactive. 60 damage gone just like that as we turn into Muzz. No shadow. Sphinx already down. This is a tough situation. And they're over 500 above the threshold. The Superman Sprite's able to melt right through him. Not only destroying the builds, but taking the player down as well. So he will be able to get this revive back onto Sphinx, depending on what the resources are that are left by. He may not be able to get shadow, so this could be a walking duo for the rest of this game.
Oh, look at that. A rank now as well, so they get that passive heal too. That was the difference maker there. Muzz just straight clutching up here though in the end. And honestly, they were just lucky.
Looks like I'm on team 1. I'm not that. Our team is kind of lacking.
They could have easily collapsed down on into things, but they were rotating just a split moment too soon. Oh, Sphinx unfortunately falls there to the rotate now. It's another team. It's got eyes here on Muzz. Muzz just got to leave Sphinx behind. Force it just straight line it into safety.
This is
here.
my team, not that good. Not what my first choice would be.
What can you do?
Oh, this is tough. This is tough. 2 tick for now. He gets there, maybe he'll have 60 HP and shield combined. One team right in front, but if there's anybody that can 1v3, it might be Buzz, right?
I thought that was a med kit. I was like, wait a second. You might be okay. No.
Oh, the fire pit's there, but he can't stop and use that one either. Yeah, this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare for Muzz.
Let's just stay here. I'm cool with it. Let's see what Muzz is gonna do. Uh-oh. Someone sees him nerfing.
Looks like there's a player in my area.
All right, if there's anyone who's gonna take it down, I'm okay with Cease getting the elimination here. Beat him up.
Tough. That's actually really tough right there. Muzz just kind of caught in a tough situation. You know, when all that battle was done and over with, you kind of look at all the loot that's there. There was material, there was ammo.
Do I go leaderboard?
Loadout. But there was 2 big things there wasn't. There was no HP and no mobility. Literally the worst case scenario for Muzz.
Get our team in first place.
In that situation, either one or the 2 would have been.
I just realized I need to walk in more.
Top 21 with how much action we've seen so far, Monster. Can you believe there's no placement points just yet? There's still 4 teams that need to go down for them to start to set in.
That's right. We're just hitting this end game right now.
I was gonna do the PlayStation Cup, but they wouldn't let me.
find something, and they're gonna find shield onto Higgs here. More shots coming from the side, and then they snipe elimination there on the rotate here. That's gonna be a much
my team out right
let's
here.
just call it material drop for the team there. Higgs and team. Oh, look how many misforms they've actually gone through. They've committed so much just to get this far.
Honestly, that stat is in the top 10 in 80% of the games, which is crazy because I think Yamzo and
Okay, guys, we're just gonna take a break real quick. You guys can go get your chips and snacks. If you guys would like to relax and sit back, you can go get your snacks. Go get your popcorn. I'd recommend chips or chips and dip. Go get your soda. But we're just gonna take a break real fast to see if we can get. Because earlier they had a thing that said I couldn't join, but let's see if that is canceled. Wait, now, yep. Sorry, guys. Looks like I will not be joining into it because my matchmaking error. So let's go back to spectating on this. Yeah, just today's video will just be about spectating this. Looks like it will probably be a pretty long video. Might have to do a part 2 with how long it is. Screen's turned off. Looks like we'll have the cape. Try to get the gloves. My height points are up. Godzilla's over here. Godzilla. Looks like I really want to kill him. Yeah, I just really want to kill him. I guess the rarities are separate between those. Let's see how are players getting like higher rarities chests, and then it's being traded on to people through kills, or like what's going on? How are they getting legendary shotguns? Yep, I know the shop. Oh yeah, past here. What happened to his screen? Oh, I guess they're taking a break too for a minute. I guess you guys can go get your snacks. Here's another opportunity. While they're doing a 1 minute break. I think that's what that timer is for. This Spooky's load out. Oh, some of that is purple. This is how people are getting it. And then that's great. Yep. Let's see his loadout. What are the rarities? Is a good combat shotgun. What are the rarities on these? Okay. Ooh, that's a gold. That's how people are getting it. Looks like for the rest of my loadout, I guess I'm just gonna have to get it from other players. Peterbot, I really want to get that, but it's gonna change my whole loadout. No, I think this shotgun's good. Oh, that one's gold though. That's gold though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch to that because this was a good for that. This was really good for its season. Peterbots loadout. Let's see what's up with the screen. Yo, why is it black screens? Yo, Epic, there's a bug. Yo, Epic, your bug was Yo, Epic Games, you have a bug in your game, or is it just me? Because you have a bug in your game because the screen's black, and the last time I played, if you check my last video, they said I can't join the PlayStation Cup. It said matchmaking error. So, Epic Games, those are your problems. But they're probably not gonna watch this video unless it gets shared out. Let's go in another one where the screen isn't black. For this little moment right here, you guys can go get your chips, go get your snacks and popcorn. Yeah, PlayStation Cup. This is you guys' air. PlayStation Cup, I wanted to get money from this, but no. Yeah, I wanted to get money, and I didn't. So, yep, you better fix that. I mean, they're probably not going to fix it just for me. So if others are having that problem. Okay, good. Black screen again. Okay, guys. Well, this video is almost an hour. I'll check back with you guys for part 2, which will probably just be in a couple minutes when I can figure out the bug with the black screen. But catch you until then. Peace.